Hey. So I think I've volume on there. First thing to do is just actually I don't need that one, I can turn. Okay, so now I think now guys, we're all live from sunny Wales in the UK. Hope you're all doing really, really well. So in this beginner live club, we're going to be learning the wonderful Painted Black by the Rolling Stones. So I've got a PDF here. First of all, I just want to make sure that I'm definitely live for everybody. Everybody see me. So if you can, somebody say, yeah, let's do some hellos to start with. Okay, that's usually pretty good. Hello from Oregon, Slovakia, Germany. Cool. Everybody sees me. That's great. Ontario. Is it Ontario? I know it's a bit weird, but I live on a street called Ontario, but I always call it Ontario. Probably a little bit silly because my wife's always like, Natalie, it's Ontario. I'm like, all right, yeah. Okay, so I hope everybody's got their guitars. So first of all, I'm going to bring up a little PDF on the screen here for you all to take a little look at. I think I'll try not that big there. So I need to try. Got that there. News layout, that one? Yes, okay. Let me try picture in picture. Yeah, that's a bit better. Okay, so I've created a song sheet here, guys, for you all to take a little look at. It's been a couple of months since I've been on here, so I've got to just make sure I can. Yes, I can go. Okay, cool. All right then. So the Rolling Stones Painted Black song sheet. Okay. So the first thing I want you all to note is that we are playing this song in 4/4 time. So, quick question for all you complete beginners. What do we mean by 4/4 time? Can anybody put a little comment in? 4/4 time. What do we mean by 4/4 time? Sometimes it takes 1 or 2 seconds to come through to the StreamYard studio. So somebody can tell me what we mean by 4/4. I know a lot of you will know, but for those of you that don't, we want to make sure that you do learn these things in these lessons. Yeah, 4 beats in a bar. So we're going to be counting in 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So in groups of 4, okay? 3, 4. Now, the key that we're going to be playing in, the original is in the key of E minor. Now, I'm pretty sure there's a capo placed on fret number 2, like this. Now, if you haven't got a capo, it doesn't matter because we're not going to be learning this song with a capo. We're going to take it off, but I just want to demonstrate. So I'm pretty sure the song is played with a capo on fret number 2. Tighten that up a little bit. With a D minor chord, all right? So what we're going to be doing, if you look at the sheet here, we've got the chords in E minor. We're not going to be thinking in terms of E minor. We're going to place a capo on fret 2, and then we're going to be thinking in the key of D minor. But I'm thinking that not everybody's going to have a capo. So to make sure that I include everybody in the session, we're going to be thinking in D minor, but we're going to lose the capo, okay? Now, if you want to play with the along with the original song, you're going to need to put the capo on fret number 2 and then play the chords that we work through in this session. Okay, so the chords in the key of D minor, you can see there, we've got a D minor, an E diminished, an F, G minor, A minor, B flat, and a C. Okay, so that's the time and the key. Now the chords that we're going to be using, you'll notice that we've got an A chord in this song. And if you go back here, you'll see there's no A chord in the key of D minor. It's an A minor chord. So don't worry about why that is right now. For now, it's a little bit beyond the scope of this lesson. But basically, just know that the A minor has been replaced with an A chord. Okay, so if we take a little look at the chord progressions throughout the song, we've got like this little, I'm calling it a pre-verse, which consists of just 2 D minors. We've got a verse where we have D minor, A, D minor, A and A. And then we've got a chorus where we've got the C and the Fs involved. We've also got a G. And then an outro, which is pretty much the same as the verse, okay? Just go a little bit further. I've got a song structure here. So we've got, the song starts with an intro, which I'll show you. And then we go into that little pre-verse, which was just 2 bars of D minor. There's like two bars of drums, and then we play 2 bars of D minor. And then we've got a verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, where the whole thing comes down a little bit quieter, then chorus, and then verse, chorus, and then verse, which is kind of like the outro, and it just goes on and on and on, essentially. And then down here, we've got a couple of different strumming patterns, which we're going to take a little look at. And we've got some simplified tab here for some of the lead parts, okay? So I think what we'll do, we'll start from the very start, which is going to be the intro, all right? So what we'll do, if you take, oh my God, take a little look at this tab here, okay? So before we jump into this, I'm just going to read some comments just to make sure that everybody knows what we're up to. Yeah. Oh, I was frozen. I'm unfrozen. That's good. Hi from Lisbon. Hello, hello, hello. Yes. So definitely a PDF to download. So when this goes up on the website, there's usually like additional notes attached to where this live stream is kind of posted. So you should then be able to just download this PDF from there. I wish there was a way I could just send it all to you like here and now, but I don't think that's possible. So if you want to make notes though, as you go, you can make notes, you can do screenshots, or you can just jot it down on a little bit of paper. It all works. Okay, so intro. Let's take a little look at this here. So what I want to try and do here is get the view so that it's a little bit more, not like that, because I need to show you how to play it as well. Let's try that one there. Hopefully you can all see the tab well enough. And yeah, hopefully that's good. All right, so I'm just going to come over here a little bit so you can see my my fretting hand here. So we're going to start off then, right? It's all played within the first 3 frets. Make sure you get that nicely there, okay? I might just bring that a bit closer there. Okay, so we're going to start off with 3rd finger. And if you notice, if you notice the yellow on my fingers, if you've ever chopped fresh turmeric, you'll know exactly what that is there, right? Okay, anyway, so we're going to start off with fret number 3 on the B string with 3rd finger, okay? After that, we're going to follow up with the open E underneath here. Okay, so that gives us so far. Okay, now when we fret in fret number 3 or any fret, we want to make sure that first the finger we're fretting with is nice and close up behind the metal fret wire, rather than being a little bit too far back here like that. So the closer we are, the more positive the placement, meaning that we don't have to press down as hard versus if we were back here, okay? So we've got fret number 3. Then we're going to play the open E string. Then we're going to play fret number 1 on the E string. And then we're going to play number 3 on the E string. So that gives us, okay, just try that a couple of times. Okay, and then we're going to go back to fret number 1, and then we're going to go back to the open string. All right, so that gives us all together. Okay, that's what we've got so far. And then we're going to go back to fret number 3 on the B string with the 3rd finger. Okay, so up to there we've got. And then once we've played this fret number 3 here, we're going to play it again. Okay, so that gives us. All right. So from there, we're going to go back to fret number 2 and then back to 3. So there's a lot to remember here, which is why I've tabbed it out so that you can see it, screenshot it, write it out, or download the PDF after the session. So let's go through that again. Okay, we've got. And then I'm going to play the high E string again. All right, so let's make sure you can see both hands nice and clearly. Okay, let's try that one more time. Starting from the 3. Oh, sorry. Let's try that again. That was a bit rubbish, wasn't it? Okay, and then you've got this other little section which hopefully all of you can get your fingers to do this here. You might find if you're very new to guitar, getting the fingers kind of stretched open to find these frets can be quite difficult. You might find that you're kind of moving your hand like this, and then you're moving it back here to play the fret 1, then you're moving the whole hand forward, then you're moving it back. So you don't want to be moving the hands if you can help it. What I'd advise is see if you can just work on the stretch of the fingers here. So I'm playing this with my thumb over the top, and if you bring your thumb up a little bit higher like this, it can be, well, when you do that, you want the fingers kind of angled this way, because you'll get the stretch through opening the fingers like this. Whereas if you've got the hand more kind of behind the fretboard, more like this, you're going to open the fingers more that way. So rather, if your thumb's up, you're going to open up like that from the finger joints, from this joint, and this joint will open. Whereas if you're more like this, it's more, you'll open it from like that. So either way works, but just try to work on the stretching of the fingers to reach the end right behind the metal frets, rather than, like I said, kind of moving here, moving up to there, moving back there. All right. So when you get to to that point there, it does this part here, which is a bit tricky, right? But it's worth checking in. If it's too fiddly, you can just play up to the point that we've just done there and leave this last part out. Or you could play so I'll show you this simplified version after I've just gone through what I've got written there, okay? So what I've got there, I've got 0, you hammer to 2. So on the B string, we're going to play the open B string, and then with 2nd finger, for those of you that have done hammer-ons, if you've not, I'll show you an easier way in a second. You're going to play the open B string, hammer fret 2, and then hammer fret number 3. So it's open, hammer 2, and hammer 3. Now it's quite quick in the song, so this might not be feasible, but still this is a good little workout for the fingers, even if you do it slow. So 0, fret 2, fret 3. And then after that, you're going to play the high E string. All right, so we get, so it might make sense just to keep the fingers down as you play the high E string. So you get, but you might find that maybe this finger here, after you've hammered, maybe it mutes the string underneath. And if that's the case, you've got to take it off like that. The next part is kind of the same thing, but backwards using pull-offs. So we're going to play fret 3. We're going to pull off to fret number 2. And then we're going to pull off to to the open string. So we get, okay. So again, this is only going to work for those of you that have done pull-offs before. We're going to play the 3, pull off to 2, and pull off to 0. So a quick little note on hammer-on and pull-off technique. So when I'm, let's see if I can get in here. So when I'm doing a hammer-on, I generally aim for to have my finger, I'll do it with the first finger because you can see it better, like maybe an inch above the fretboard. So I don't want it up here because it's a long distance for the finger to travel, right? So about an inch is, I always find an inch is about right because you can get a really solid hammer. Oh, sorry. Get a really solid hammer. And then when you do pull-offs, it's like a little, like Justin says, it's a flick off. So you're kind of flicking down at an angle. All right, so you're going to play the note, flick it down, flick down. So this isn't so much a lesson on hammers and pulls. It's a little bit of advice there for you. So that whole section there then, I did it with fingers 2 and 3. It's probably easier if you want to do it with fingers 1 and 2, to be honest. I think fingers 1 and 2 as a combination are pretty strong. Let's get them a little bit closer. So it's fast, right? So you can give that a go. If not, you can just play the 0. So replace the hammer-on section with a 0 to a 0 and a 3. And then we'll play the a 0 and a 2 to replace the pull-off section. So we get, it's not the same, but it's simplified and it works, all right? So altogether, we would then get from the first part, wait, no. I didn't do that right. So it was. So again, it's not quite right, but it works. So play a 0 and a 3, and a 0 and a 2, right? One more time. 0, 3, 0, 2. Okay, so that's the intro there. Now, what I would like to do is, first of all, just read a few little messages, see if there's anything that people want to ask. Okay, so if there's any questions you've got. So is that with some vibrato as well? Yeah, absolutely. Pop some vibrato in there. That'll sound really good. You can't add vibrato on the high E string because you're not fretting it. But you could add it on the last note there. On the last note there on that number 2, which is the next part. Ignore that, sorry. So you can add vibrato yet, but you're going to need to add the vibrato on the longer sustained notes. Generally speaking, at least at this beginner level. But give it a go. Have fun with it. See how you go. So what about the capo? So if you were to basically, like I said, the song itself is in the key of E minor, which means we would need to play with the capo on fret 2 and just and play the exact same thing. So with a capo on, this is now fret 1, this is fret 2, and this is fret 3. So we would just play it here. But because I don't think everybody's going to have a capo, we're going to learn it without the capo. And then if you want to play it along with the music, you can do that by placing the capo on as well. All right then, so let's move on a little bit, guys. That's the intro there. I wish I could play the song so I could demonstrate with the audio, but I don't think I can because we'll have a copyright strike on it. So we're gonna now move back up to the pre-verse. So it's kind of like part of the first verse, but I'm just calling it a pre-verse because I think when you hear the song, you're gonna hear 2 beats of 4 with the drums, boom, 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 boom. And then you're going to have 2 D minor chords, okay? So I like this song in particular because when you're when you play a D minor chord, or what I'm trying to say is that a D minor chord, we don't see it that often in songs, at least not as often as other chords such as your Ds, so your Gs, your Ds, and your Cs, etc. Okay, so it's a really good one because it's loads of D minor. So if your D minor is a little bit not quite up to the standard as your other chords, this is a really good song to really work on it. Okay, so what we're going to do now then is take a little look at the that D minor chord there for the pre-verse, and we're going to play it 2 different ways. So if I scroll down here, so I'm just going to make this a bit bigger again. So if you look here, right, I've got some strumming patterns. So we're going to be using 8th note strumming patterns. Each bar 4 is divided into 8 beats, okay? So you've got count here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 with ands in between. So we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and still 4 beats, like 1, 2, 3, 4. But we have now divided them into 8. So we'll have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right. So I think what we're going to do, we'll just take a look at the very simple pattern number 1, where we're going to be hitting a down strum on the first beat. So you see the count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and above that I've written in movement. So this is the movement that the hand will make while strumming through that strumming pattern. So on the 1, you can see it's a down. On the and, it's an up. On the 2 is a down. On the and after 2 is an up. On the 3 is a down. Then we have another up. 4 is a down. Another up. So you always count it as in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? And if you look at the patterns there, I've written in Ds for pattern 1 and U's for pattern 2. Pattern 3, we've got Ds and U's, etc. So they're just letting you know whether you'll be strumming a down or an up through the course of the strumming pattern. So the pattern 1 is really, really straightforward. It's just going to be a down strum, right? So when you listen to the intro to the song, we're basically going to be playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, sorry, not intro. I'm calling it the, let's just go back, the pre-verse, okay? So D minor, we're just going to be strumming 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, try that again. I'll give you a count of 4. Let's try that together, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Then it goes into the verse, and you can see there we've got D minor, A and A, and it repeats that again, D minor, and A and A. So what we've got to get decent at there then is playing our D minor chord and change into an A chord. So let's get in a little bit closer and see how we can do that. Let me see if I can. Nope, not that one. What's this one here? Nope. This one. That's the one we want. Okay, so I want to get it nice and close for this one. So we've got a D minor here, okay? Hopefully you've all learned a D minor. So if not, then just do a little quick search on the JustinGuitar website and look for D minor. But it just looks like that. First finger, fret 1 on the E, second finger, fret 2 on the G, and third finger, fret 3 on the B. And then we're going to be playing the D string here, down, all right? Okay, so the way I generally change from the D minor to the A is that I will take first finger and the second finger off. Now this depends on how you play in the A, but I'll show you using the way that I do it, and then I'll show you the way that it's very likely that you might be doing it, and then I'll show you like an alternative way as well. So I'm going to take first finger off and second finger off. Then I'm going to lighten this third finger here, like super light as a butterfly would sit on the string. And I'm going to glide it back very gently to fret number 2 there. Okay, so I call this a glide finger. Bit weird, but you kind of glide it. You don't hold it down and slide it. You lighten it and you just glide it back there. Now from here, I play my A, the traditional version like this. Okay, so I will, once I've glided this finger back, I'll put these two down like that. Now, if you're playing it like this, though, you know, the A like that, then you do exactly the same thing, but you just put these two fingers down like that rather than like that. Okay, and then when we go back to the D minor, finger 1 and finger 2 can come up again. We can lighten third finger, glide it up, and then place these two down here. So now the goal is when you place the first finger and the second finger down, you want to try and get them down at the same time. And same when you come back to the A here, you see how I shape them up and then they come down at the same time. And then I'll take them off together at the same time. I'll glide up, I'll shape up the fingers here, and I'll place them down at the same time. Okay, let's see if I can just get that a bit better. Yeah. All right, so that's what you want to practice there. If that's a little bit difficult to start with, you could always just like build the chord first of all. So if you're playing the D minor here, you can just bring up fingers 1 and 2, lighten the third finger, glide it back, and then place them down one at a time after. Same then going back to the D minor, you can maybe put this one down and this one down. But just remember, you do want to try and get them down at the same time, all right? So once you've got them down, to practice that, you can just take them both up, keeping the third finger down, and then bring them down at the same time. If you do this version here, up and down at the same time, just like that, and do little jumps. The little jumps kind of train the fingers through muscle memory to make the exact movement of going down together. All right, so then back to the D minor here. Now this is a fiddlier one because these two fingers here have to open like this whilst this stays down. So you can just practice keeping them together, opening up, keeping them together, opening up like that, keep them together, open. I call these up down finger stretches. And once you've got them both down together, again, fingers 1 and 2 up, small jump. Start like really small to start with, maybe just like a millimeter, because the higher you come up, you're going to notice your fingers are going to wander. Okay, so the verse that we have then, that's how I want you to practice the A to the D minor. And then if I just go back to this version here, you'll see, this version, this one, yeah. So if I go back to this here, we've got D minor to the A. So we've worked on that there. Now, again, I wish I could play the song I was originally going to play the song, but we figured that we couldn't do it last minute. So let me just wander down to here. Okay, so to start with, for those of you new to the chords, I'd recommend just using pattern number 1 that you can see there on the screen, which is just a down strum okay, at the start on the first beat of each chord. All right, so that will kind of sound like, let me get this into the screen here, and let's bring back this here. So we'll have the D minor, you will have 1, 2, let's get this in short, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's going to be the simplest way of doing this here. Also, just know, guys, right, that over this verse, you see this top part here of tab that we did for the very intro. Well, the part just underneath it here, you can play this here over the verse, over these chords here, okay? So this part here is exactly the same as what you played in the intro, except when you get to the end, when you get to this part here, all you do is play a fret 3 on the B and a fret 2 on the B. Okay, I'll just change that view so I can show you that one more time. So you play through it. Then just play the 3. And again. Okay, so that there is also part of the verse. It's a cool one to play through as well, because it gives you the opportunity as beginners to play some lead guitar stuff that isn't too crazy difficult. So just gonna have a quick sip of tea a second. Copper Kai. Anyone watching that? This is my son's. He had it at a birthday party. Okay, so back to the verse again, and let's look at a different way of strumming these chords again. So I'm pretty sure we're going to be using here pattern number 2, all right, where we're going to be playing ups on the and beats. So we're going to hit every single and beat, and we're going to be playing okay, so it will be, let me get a different view, maybe this one here. So we're going to be strumming 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Sorry, I'll just get myself better placed into the thing. I wonder if I can just do that, which might be a little bit better. Okay, so we're going to have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So that's nice and steady. Pardon me. So it's all in this hand, this technique here. So I'm just going to try and get in a little bit closer here so you can see what's going on. So on the D minor chord here, I'm going to make the movement of the 1 beat down, 1. And as I go down, I'm going to place this part of the hand here, the part that you might kind of like do a karate chop on something, which fell in really nice with that actually, didn't it? You're going to come down like that, and then you're going to hit the up strum. Okay, so it'll be 1 on the strings, and 2, and 3, and 4, and if you don't put this down, you're going to get 1 and 2. And you lose the effect a little bit. You want that staccato. And 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So another little thing that you might notice when I'm doing this is the chord here. So when I come down here, right, and I play the up, I'm I've got pressure on these fingers here. But when I come down with this hand here, as soon as I come down, watch these fingers here. So I'm squeezing, come down, relax. Strum up, pressure, down, relax. Strum up, pressure, down on the strings, and relax. So essentially, both this hand here is muting the strings, and so is this hand here. That can feel a little bit like tapping your head and rubbing your belly. It can feel really weird to start with, and you don't really need to do it. You could just use the right hand, one, keep the pressure here, and then just play 1, 2. So I'm keeping the pressure down there. You could, to be honest with you, maybe just use this hand where you get 1, 1, 2, 3. So I'm not using the right hand, my strumming hand now, to mute. I'm doing the muting just with the left hand. So it's worth maybe just trying this by itself to start with. So you strum down, miss, apply pressure. As you strum down, relax the left hand. Pressure, relax the chord. Pressure on the chord, relax the chord. Pressure on the chord. You can try that as a technique. And then the other technique is keep these fingers down, keep the pressure down, and then just work on the right hand. So you might have, like I said, down on the strings, down on the strings, down on the strings. But to make it like super secure, you want to apply, pardon me, the left hand technique and the right hand technique together. So we're going to have, we'll have down. So I'm applying both techniques at the same time there. All right, so that's what I'm pretty sure that's one of the strumming patterns that's actually used in the song. Okay, so we're going to play that over the D chord, the D minor chord, and then over the 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Try the same thing then with the A chord. Exactly the same principle. It's just we have a different, get that in the shot, a different chord shape, right? Let's go have another quick drink. So I'm just going to catch up on a couple of messages first, guys, just to make sure that I know what you all might be finding tricky. If there is anything, I can't find a link on the lesson page, just the link to join the class. There'll be something up on there at some stage. There usually is. If you're part of the WhatsApp group, I'll post it there because I have direct access to that. If you're not, though, I'm sure it will be on the website at some stage soon. All right. Okay, so let's have a look. What else we got? Glide works with the traditional A as well. Yeah, it does. If you look at the here, you know, the traditional A, if you look at it, the third finger stays in the same place as the new version here. I call it the new version because just because it's newer to me than this one, essentially. But I'm not sure. Maybe it's been out for like yonks. So it's the same thing there. If you want to, you could also play the A like this, which I was going to mention. When you play the A like this, you don't tend to get the high E string ringing though, because you'll mute it. But then you also don't get the glide. So coming from this version of the chord, you've then got to shape all of the fingers up to come down together. So I think probably best to stick to either version of the A that you are currently learning and playing. All right then, so where does that then take us? Previous slide. So if we look at the song structure here, we've got a pre-verse, which we've just played through. We've got a verse, which we've just played through. Let's do a quick little verse kind of play along though, right? So first of all, I'm gonna play it with just the down strum on each bar. And then I'll do it with the okay, and I'm gonna do it nice and steady so that you can all follow along. So I'm gonna bring up the chord progression sheet there to start with, and we're gonna jump straight to here, the verse, all right? So I'm going to give us a count of 4. Start off with just the down strum on each bar, nice and steady. Just for those of you that, you know, that might be newish to these chord changes, especially the D minor, which, as I said, isn't in like heaps and heaps of songs. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 to the A. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 back to D minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. All right. So let's try it with the 1, 2. Okay. After 4, don't forget this is going to be on the and beat, on the and beats. So when we get to the 1, we're not going to hit that. We're going to miss it. 1 and then we're going to come in. All right. A lot of people tend to come in on that 1 beat because we're so used to doing that. Okay, here we go. After 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 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 1 and 2 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So I'm doing something a little bit differently because I'm in the song. The strums are really, they're really kind of, the strums are really short. So when I slow it down, the strums, they last longer. So I was kind of like shortening the strums that time just to make them sound a little bit more authentic. I'll do it again now though, but I won't shorten them, but they might just sound a little bit longer. Okay. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 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 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I'm doing loads of talking. So I tell you what we could do here. I'm just gonna let's grab my electric. Hopefully it's in tune. Oops, don't want that. We don't want that. Ooh. I'm just going to tune this up to. So before this session, I was teaching the song was in drop D. Which kind of put my D all out. All right, then, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a quick loop of this verse, and then I'm going to show you how we can put the lead guitar part over the top, right? So 1, 2, I'll do it 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. So that should be all right. 1, 2, 3 for this D minor. All right. Now let's just go back to the up to the tab. So this tab here on the bottom. So if you've got a looper pedal, you can just play pattern 1, the down strum, and once you've done that on the D minor times 2, the A times 2, you can put the No, I don't like that version. That's not good. You can then put this over the top. I'm just going to re-record that in a minute. I don't like that. Let's try that again. 1, 2, do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 3, 4. Hope that's a bit better. 3, 4, 1. Okay. 2, 3, 4. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you wanted to play along with the looper, you just got to know that I'm pretty sure the first note here comes in on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. It comes in on the second beat, so you start off on the second beat, and then you just play quarter notes, crotchet beats all the way through. So on the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, essentially like that, right? Give it one more go. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. There's the A. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Here we go. 3, 4, 1. So if you wanted to do that, you can have a go at that as well. All right then, so a quick little read of the messages. What do we got here? Would, wait, hi from Buckinghamshire. Yeah. Great show. Oh, thank you very much. Glad you're enjoying it. Would palm muting work here? Yeah, you can do it with palm muting. Why not? For some reason, I wind up playing the A with 2 fingers. So some people, I have seen some people play with big fingers, right? Play the A with 2 fingers, where they manage to play 2 strings, like 2 strings with 1 finger, and then they'll use the 1 finger like that, or maybe the same thing with these ones. My fingers aren't quite big enough to do it. So that's, if you've got really big fingers, they don't fit in the frets, you can try that approach, as well as this approach here often works. Okay, so wishing you a quick recovery. And okay, it seems I'd like both my second and my third fingers. That's fine. Yeah. So there you go. That's something that I've learned just now. So if you want to go from the D minor to the A traditional version, if you look, you've got the second finger already there. So you wouldn't kind of glide this finger as such. You might glide it within the fret. So I tend to call that a light finger when it doesn't really kind of move out of the fret. You just lighten it so it can adjust in the fret. So a good one, actually. You know, I like that one. So give that one a go as well, guys, if you're playing the traditional version. So playing on just the upbeats is really useful tool. Yeah, percent. So we've got the upstrums is reggae-like, yeah. On the offbeats, yeah. A lot of the time in reggae as well, they won't be, not always hitting it on an up, they'll hit it on a down, using a 16th note strumming pattern, which is a little bit beyond this lesson. Upstrums also use in a lot of blues, but maybe a bit, yeah. UK, thank you, shoulder ligament. Oh man, hope you recover soon. Okay. Yeah, this song is in standard tuning. You come in on the D, second, third finger, tuning E, A, D, G, B, yeah. So yeah, the song starts on the D minor, and the lead starts on the 3rd fret B string there, like on the tab, which is a D note. Cool. Okay, so that then takes us there, guys, up to the chorus, which is the last part we kind of really need to take a look at. We can have a little look at the outro as well, which is the same as the verse though, but you just get this kind of like strumming pattern, which I've not put on here because I wasn't sure whether it might be a little bit difficult. So let's take a little look at the chorus, right? We've got D minor as normal to a C, F to a C, and back to D minor, C, F to C, G, and an A. So let's take a little look at how we can play some of those chords, all right? So let's get in here so you can see. So I got my D minor there, and this is a difficult change, to be honest, because this type of change is where, you know, I think we call it an A change. Oh, sorry, what am I doing? Play the right chord, Lee. An A change or a jump change where literally all of the fingers, they have to leave the fretboard, make the shape to the next chord, and then all go down at the same time. All right, so D minor to C. So it's always difficult making a jump change, all fingers down together. If you've got it though, you've got it, and you've obviously worked really hard at it to get to that kind of level, right? If you're new to it though, just know that the end goal eventually is to get all the fingers down at the same time to that C. What you can try to start with is, obviously you might want to build it. A lot of people build it with 1, 2, and 3. Maybe try and build it backwards. That sometimes helps. So that means building it with 3, then 2, and then 1. So you go from the D minor, and then you're thinking getting this third finger up straight away there. So when you do that, you start to get the shape of the C straight away. You see it? I've just put this one down, but these two fingers, they're kind of there for the C. Whereas if you build it with first finger first, you're nowhere near the C, and then you've got to build it up like this. So maybe if you're new to this change, just try third finger, then go second, and then first finger. Okay, you can then develop that by playing D minor to the C, third finger, and then see if you can make the shape with these two fingers. It's pretty much the same shape that you use when you're going from the A to the D minor, where the second finger is slightly higher than the first finger. And there's one string between them both. All right, so for this C here, third finger down, make the shape with these two fingers and try and bring them down at the same time. Then try a few little jumps like that. Okay, so again, D minor here. The D minor is another fiddly one when you've got to jump to it. So you could again build that backwards to start with. 2 and 1, and then to the C. 3, 2, 1. Just give your fingers something different to think about if you're stuck in this rut of doing that kind of building, which a lot of people tend to do. So some people kind of like they progress from it. Some people who come in for lessons, they just do it all the time. So we can jump out of that rut by placing the third, the second, the first fingers down, and the same for the D minor. And then you can kind of progress with that when you go to the C. Like I said, third finger down, fingers 2 and 1 at the same time. Same for the D minor, third finger down, 2 and 1 at the same time. You can even try other formations, and different kind of formations of fingers going down work for different people. That's what I find. I don't give the same thing to each individual. We'll mix it up and see what works. So the other way, you can try to put fingers 3 and 2 down together for the C, and let first finger follow. All right. Or you can try, this is something else that works for some people, try getting fingers 3 and 1 down together, and then place the second finger there. So you go from D minor, 3 and 1, second finger follows. And you try the same ideas with the D minor. You can go down with, and you can try fingers 2 and 3 together, let 1 follow. Or you can try maybe 1 and 2 down, let third finger follow. To be honest, I'd probably get the third finger down first, whether it's with another finger or whether it's by itself when you're changing, just because it's usually the finger that just lags behind. It's the one that just takes a little bit longer to get down. Okay, so I got someone asking, can you just show the progression sheet? Thanks. Yeah, it should be up there. Hopefully you can see it. The slide is up as far as I'm I'm aware. So this is the chorus. This is going from C, D minor to C. Now, once we've gone from D minor to C, we then got to go to an F, and then C to an F. There's a couple of different ways you can do this. There's the C there. I would generally play it like that, where I've literally got this first finger fretting those two, second finger there, these two here, and possibly the thumb there. That's really difficult, so I'm not going to advise that. I would probably just say go from the C here, bring these two fingers down one string each here, and then you kind of need to mute this high E string at least. So you might need to just roll this back down here, where you have this note, this note, and this note, maybe the A ringing. That's probably the easiest way to go. So you're just moving these two fingers at the same time to the C, and then down to this F here. C, and this F here. Still sounds cool. Or if you can play this F here and flatten that note, I think it'll sound even better again. So you go from this C, and then you bring those down, flatten first finger there. So C, it's a fiddly one, that one. But essentially you're thinking about moving third finger and second finger at the same time. And then from that position there, try and get the flat finger there. And the worst that can happen, more than likely, is that you just mute that string. And that's still an F. Even if you hit the A there, it's still an F. You don't want to be hitting this E here though, and you don't want the high E ringing out. But if you do manage to get this flat, then I think it sounds even better. So we've got D minor to a C. Now we're going to be counting this as in, when we play this strumming pattern, we're going to be using pattern number 4. So we're going to be playing on the 1, the 2, 3, and the 4 beats, all down strums, okay? So that's just going to be 1. Now, if you look at the bars, we've got a D minor and a C in the first bar, an F to a C in the second bar. So each chord here, because you've got 2 chords per bar, the chords are going to last for 2 beats each. So we're going to have, make sure you can see my strumming hand. We're going to have, we're going to have 1, 2, 1, sorry, I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, F, 1, 2, 3, 4. Try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we get a bar D minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so try that again. Make sure I play the right notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the next part underneath, we've got the same thing again up until the third bar along, which is the G, and then we go to the A, right? So we've got starting on D minor, 1, 2, C for 2, 1, 2, F for 2, 1, 2, D, C for 2, sorry. Then we get a G for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, then an A for 4, 2, 3, 4. So let's give that a little playthrough, guys. So after 4, we're just going to do the down strums, nice and steady. We're going to have 1, and we get that chord in the shot. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Actually, just so that you can see the screen better, let's make that bigger for you there, because you don't need to watch my fingers right now. All right, then here we go. After 4, a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, C, 2, F, 2, C, 2, D minor, 2, 3, 4, and D minor, 2, 3, 4, D minor, 2, C, F, C, and G for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and A for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's the chorus there. And then, guys, really quickly, we'll have a little look at the outro. So the outro, if I just bring up bump, 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 this here, when you look at this song structure here, you're going to see the verse and the chorus and the pre-verse, etc. But then you will see one little verse quiet. That's, as I said, where all the music comes really, really low, and you just hear Mick singing. And then you've got chorus, verse, chorus, and then this verse / outro. And it's the same chord progression, D minor to AA, just continuously played over and over, all right? So the only thing that's really kind of different there is the strumming pattern. So let's have a little look. For those of you that fancy it, it might be a little bit fiddly for complete beginners, but for those on the higher end of the beginner spectrum, it's something like a... something like that. I wish I could check the song on so I could just double check it. Yeah, wait. That's what we'll do, right? So we're going to play the D minor to start with. Actually, we won't play a chord. We'll just mute it, right? We're just going to try this. It's going to be a down, down, up, 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 down. Oh, it's really fiddly, isn't it? So if you get the down followed by a down, up, you're going to get, okay, boom, 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 and again, boom, 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 boom. Okay, so down, down, up. All right, and then I think we get boom, so you do another down, up. So you get like a down, up, down, up. Down, up. Let's change that. Let's change that view. We want that one, right? Okay, so it's going to be down, and again, so boom, I think it might make sense to play this part here. Sorry. Yeah, let's do it like that. So we're not going to keep the hand moving here. I think it might just be a little bit more straightforward if we think of it as in a down, followed by a down, up, followed by a down, up. So that will give us boom, 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 boom. And then we're going to go dun. So that was a down, up, and wait. Then that was a down, up, down, up. So you got down, up, down, up. That's the last one, all right? So that was again down, up, down, up, down, up. So I'm thinking of it in kind of like almost kind of threes. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So all together we'll have the down, up, 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 down, up. Slower. Down, up, 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 down, up. You can try that over the chords. And then the only thing is then, oh, actually it's a bit, you're going to be starting with the up strum on the next chord. So you're going to start the next chord on the up. So it'll be down, down, up, 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 down, and then up. And then you start it again. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So you can give that a go as a little bit of a bonus, I think, for the lesson. I wasn't sure whether I was going to 100% cover that part, but just because it can be a little bit fiddly, and I think for a lot of you as beginners, it will feel a little bit too far. If that's the case, you can just carry on playing the same thing that you played through the previous verses, essentially, and it's still going to work really well. And you can also play the lead line over and throughout this outro as well. Cool. So just going to read some messages just to see what we got going on. Can you just show the progression sheet? Yeah. I think that was an old one, actually, right? So Justin teaches us D minor with finger 4. Okay, cool. So, yeah, so if you're doing it with finger 4, guys, the D minor, that's totally cool. If you're going to make the changes from that, you've still got this for the traditional A, you've still got the second finger there, like that. If you're playing the A more like this, it's more of a jump change that you're going to have to make there from this D minor. From this D minor. Not quite. I don't play like that, so it's a bit weird. For me personally, but for you guys, it's going to make most sense. So when you do go, if you're playing the D minor with pinky, you're going to have to just make sure you kind of jump to this A chord if you're playing that one, and then jump back to that one. I don't see I don't see any glide fingers there the same way, but that's cool. Okay, and then just read up some other little messages, see what we got. A flamenco march, yeah. Okay, cool, glad to hear I'm not the only one doing D minor with my pinky. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Doing it with your pinky is absolutely fine, guys. Absolutely 100%. Okay, he does early, but as an option, this song, he does recommend the ring finger way due to the need for the embellishments. Yeah, so that's probably playing the chords and the embellishments are probably beyond the scope of this beginner lesson. But if you do check out Justin's video, he puts the lead guitar part and the chords together, which is really, really cool. So you can give that a go. Also, guys, if you do check out Justin's lesson, he's also got some, I'm not sure if all of you know, but he's got like a tabs option that you can kind of sign up for on his website. And basically, for all the songs that he's done, he's got like tabs for them as well. So it's worth checking that out as well, okay? All right, guys, so I've gone over a little bit by about 8 minutes. So I'm really grateful that you've all stuck around, and I hope you've all enjoyed the session. And I shall see you all in the next beginner stream. All right, so take care of yourselves, and I shall see you next time. All right, cheers, guys. Bye now. Bye-bye.